What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to New Arrivals. Today we have a genuinely exciting New Arrivals video. So on last week's video, I did read your comments and I know you guys wanted some more information about market pricing. So I decided to put all the market pricings in each one of these here. Every single piece we're walking through today is something that caught my attention and is definitely something that I would put my own money into owning. Watch number one, we have the Rolex Everose Rose Gold Jubilee Bracelet 336935 with a blue dial. Now the Sky-Dweller has always been Rolex's most technically impressive watch. It's got a dual time zone, annual calendar, the ring command bezel system, and it's generally one of the most complicated movements Rolex actually makes. But for years and years, it sat on an oyster bracelet, and that always felt a little off to me. Great watch, but slightly stiff in the presentation when on the wrist. What Rolex did by putting this watch on a Jubilee bracelet is it makes it more dressier, more elegant wear, and just looks richer in its presence. I always felt that the oyster bracelet was a quintessential sport mode bracelet, whereas Jubilee kind of gives it more of like that Rolls Royce feel. And even on 42 millimeters, the rose gold case with a blue-green dial, it completely transforms the personality of this watch. It goes from feeling like a serious traveler's tool to something you can generally want to put on for dinner, for a weekend, or for anything in between. And of course, they obviously make it in stainless steel, but the rose gold is just that little extra layer of special. Not to mention its easy link extension gives you that little bit of flex in the bracelet, so it comes out to be very practical. This, in my opinion, is the best version of the Sky-Dweller that they ever made. And at a market price of around $75,000, it's a reasonable entry point for what is arguably Rolex's most sophisticated reference. Next up, we have the AP Royal Oak Chrono reference 26240OR with a green dial, or khaki dial as they like to call it. And this is a personal favorite for me. The Royal Oak self-winding chrono 26240 is 41 millimeters. You take arguably the most iconic silhouette in the world, the Royal Oak, and instead of putting it on a steel or gold bracelet, you put it on a leather strap. Sporty enough that you can wear it casually, yet refined enough where rose gold with a khaki dial works perfectly dressed up under a cuff or with a suit or however you want to play it. And they absolutely nailed it aesthetically. Say what you want about the brand. You have your lovers out there, you have your haters out there, and I'm constantly swayed back and forth. But it is undeniable that they make the best looking watches. And now for a little bit of market context, because this one is wild. At the peak of the market, late in 2022, I personally sold this reference to an Asian dealer for $425,000. Now, obviously, this was peak market. Today, you could pick one up, and ours is around $80,000. I do believe it's a 2024. I just have to say, it's an extraordinary piece of watch history at a fraction of what it was trading for. So whether you're buying it to wear it or buying it because you understand where the market goes over time, this is certainly a compelling pickup right now, which is why I chose it. Now we're really getting into my territory, the Royal Oak Perpetual calendar, and this time we have it in the stainless steel blue version 26574ST. This is the .01 version. They have a .03 version where the dial is a little bit of a lighter blue with darker blue subdials. This is the original version, and I'll say it plainly, the Perpetual calendar is my favorite complication in watchmaking, full stop, because I think a lot of people underestimate just how impressive this mechanism is. A Perpetual calendar doesn't just show you the date, it shows you the day, date, month, year, moon phase, and accounts for every short month, every 30-day month automatically. And the only time you really ever need to touch the watch to correct it is at the end of February in a non-leap year. That's it, once. The Perpetual calendar doesn't just function beautifully, it looks beautiful. All the subdials, the day, the date, the moon phase, they make a dial come alive. And there's real visual depth and complexity to it. And on the Royal Oak, octagonal case with the iconic blue and grand tapestry pattern, this is one of the most aesthetically complete watches ever made. Stainless steel, blue dial, this is a forever watch. Classic now, it will be classic in 30 years, it will be classic in 50 years. And at a $120,000 price tag for a Perpetual Royal Oak in this condition, it is a buy for me. Now this would be a perfect segue into getting something a little bit more special. Before we get to the next piece, I want to bridge a thought. We just talked about the modern 41mm AP Perpetual, which is obviously a stunning watch, but now I want to take you somewhere else because at 39mm, I believe the Perpetual Royal Oak is simply perfect. Not a matter of opinion, it's universally wearable, proportionally ideal, and sits on the wrist like it was made for it. We get most requests for 39mm Royal Oaks, hence why the 16202 or the 15202 is seemingly the same watch as a regular 41mm time only, yet trades for way more money. This next piece I generally wasn't prepared for when we had the opportunity to add it to the collection. It was actually very hard to price out because there's very little market knowledge about a period. There's very little transparency. So this was more of kind of an eyeball and gut test here. But the Royal Oak Perpetual calendar, the reference is 25654 in platinum, 39 millimeters, white porcelain dial. This is the first time I've actually personally seen this watch, and I've been doing this a very long time. Now here's some context I need you to understand just how rare we're talking. Between 1988 and 1998, a 10-year window, AP produced a grand total of 38 examples of this reference in platinum. 38. In a single year, 1994, the highest output was 7 pieces. Most years, it was either 1 or 2. That's it. Look at this dial. White porcelain, clean, elegant, the kind of dial that stops you in your tracks. And you can actually tell, looking at this specific example, that it's an earlier production piece because it actually does not include the leap year indicator. That detail alone is a collector signal. At the Philips auction, celebrating the 50th anniversary of the Royal Oak, the very first example of this reference, number 001, sold to a UK dealer in 2022 and hammered over 1 million Swiss francs. 1 million, and AP archives apparently had no photographs of it until that moment. And the dial was commissioned by Asprey, and you can see it in the picture here. This piece we have is 39 millimeters, obviously platinum, porcelain white dial, one of 38 ever made, and I couldn't be more excited to have this. This one is coming at $350,000, and if you have to ask whether you can afford it, you probably know your answer. But if you're a serious collector of AP's 80s and 90s work, and I will say openly that I personally prefer those earlier offerings over the current production, this is the kind of piece that just simply does not come around. Any metal, any dial, if you ever had the chance to own a 39 Perpetual from that era, do it. Finally, last and final one, we have our only Patek Philippe here on the table. This is a reference 5180/1R-001. Rose gold skeleton, ultra thin, 39 millimeter. It's a self-winding movement. Now, open work watches are not traditionally Patek language. If you know AP, you know skeletonization is in their DNA. They do it constantly and they do it brilliantly. Patek doesn't often go there, but when they do, they go all the way. The movement inside this watch is a caliber 24 SQU, is entirely open work, entirely engraved by hand if you take a look at it very closely. The rotor, the bridges, the plates, everything you see through the dial is finished by hand, and they did it on an ultra thin movement. The total case thickness is 6.7 millimeters, and for a watch that is all gold, it is so light and comfortable on the wrist. It barely weighs anything. It's incredibly light. That's why I love this watch. Now, some of you may know this watch by a different name. The internet has unofficially dubbed this the Conor McGregor watch because he's been spotted wearing it repeatedly, and the social media buzz around it went everywhere. That kind of celebrity association doesn't hurt the profile of the reference if you ask me. Now here's a real pitch though. Retail on this bad boy is $140,000 out the door, and that's not including tax. We have it available at $82,000. Now you're getting a hand engraved ultra thin rose gold Patek for just a fraction of what it is at retail. And that's just a great deal on a great watch if you ask me. All right, that's a wrap on this week's new arrivals. 5 very different pieces, 5 very real reasons to pay attention to each one. And as always, everything we show here is available on luxurybazaar.com, and our team is reachable if you have any questions. DM us, call us, email us, we're here. If you enjoyed this video, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and share it with someone who appreciates the finer things. These pieces move fast, so we'll see you on the next one.